G'day guys, Finesse is fucked. Now for those who have been living under a rock, Finesse is a perk from Lara Croft, which when you're healthy, you can increase your fast vault speed by 20%, whether it's on a pallet or whether it's on a window. Now the base speed is supposed to be increased by 20%, so let's get a baseline reading and then check if it's actually increasing it by 20% first before we go any further. Now luckily for me, there is already a base number on how fast vaults are supposed to be, and we can read them from the wiki. Now a fast vault on a window is apparently 0.5 seconds, while a pallet fast vault is 1.1 seconds. Unfortunately, try as I might, I couldn't for the life of me work out where these numbers came from, in terms of when the timer starts and when the timer ends, and I really did try to work it out. I'm not sure if these numbers are old or what, or they might just be broken. So to make things doable, I've made my own timers for how long a vault starts, with a very clear start and a very clear end time, so we can at least try and be somewhat accurate and consistent. And if you're gonna complain that I'm making up my own time to make them more consistent, so, the timer starts the frame the vault animation begins. This is because there is a window and pallet vacuum mechanic, so recording it from when I press spacebar just isn't good enough, nor is any other visual indicator, such as the icon for pressing spacebar to vault. So I went frame by frame to when I saw the animation clearly changing, and then I started the timer then. So in this example of Finesse on a window, you can see the leg skips forward a lot of distance, indicating that the vault animation has started, so the timer starts here. And then we're ending the timer to when you are beginning to control the survivor, so that we can tell the animation has completed. Now in order to do this, I turned my camera in the vault, so as the animation ended, my character began to turn towards the new direction my camera was facing, and then the frame that my character begins to turn is when the timer ends. This way, the time we record is complete animation lock of the vault animation, which should be how long vaults are considered to be anyway. Let's play all of the clips. So as we can see, vault speeds are pretty much dead on from what I tested. The window vaults, however, are a little faster with Finesse from my timer, because 20% of 0.683 seconds would be 0.55 seconds, not 0.5 seconds that I recorded. But it is pretty damn close. Close enough to where it might just be an error that I've done on my part somewhere. I can't find it, but it could be. So, case closed. The perk's fine, right?
No.
Well, here's the thing. There's another aspect of vaulting that's important, potentially even more important than raw vault speed. In fact, I'm going to show you the clip that got me interested in this. Alright, that's my feeling.
Oh, no. No.
Now we're going to call this effective vault speed. Some of you might have spotted the issue here. Essentially, there's another factor for vaults and hits, and that's the fact that you can hit survivors while they're still vaulting a pallet for a certain amount of time. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a definitive distance for where you can hit a survivor who is still on a pallet mid-vault, even after having a wee mooch around the internet, so I had to try and find out for myself. I did this by spending 20 minutes trying to hit my friend as they vaulted a pallet at varying distances from me on the pallet to narrow down where it is you can and can't hit the survivor. And yes, it was as tedious as it sounds. Now from all that testing, I found it to be around 80% of the pallet. So if they're vaulting the pallet from the same side that you're on, for the first 80% or so of that pallet, you can hit the survivor who is fast vaulting it. And then if they're past that 80% threshold or so, you'll miss the attack. If you need a visual representation of this rough distance, here it is. Bear in mind, ping does play into this a bit, but the person I was testing this on was on the average ping of people in my matches, which is about 50 ms, so this is a pretty good real-world example. I can't be perfectly exact on the distance, unfortunately, just due to reaction times and such, but this is pretty damn close, and close enough for this experiment. Now this is where it gets real fucked up. If you cast your mind back to that Sadako clip, you'll notice something very important. That bitch wasn't 80% of the way over that pallet, not even close, and my attack still missed.
This is bullshit.
Which means that Finesse is affecting more than just the vault speed, it's affecting where you can hit a survivor on a pallet, meaning it's actually increasing the vault speed by much more than 20%. So that begs the question, how far along the pallet can a Finesse user be before you're no longer able to hit them? It's about 10 to 20% of the way over the pallet. Now, it's important to note the exact value is borderline impossible for me to work out because the animation is so fast and so janky compared to the original animation that it's like tenths of a second. In fact, this is the only clip I could get of hitting them in the finesse animation on a pallet that wasn't me instantly pressing attack when I saw the animation. And you'll see the actual attack happened on this frame. As you can see on Trevor's portrait, they're already injured, which is insanely early. So we'll go in the middle and say it's about 15% of the way across the pallet. That means that you have from here to about here to hit the survivor, otherwise you're always going to miss. Now you're probably wondering, hey JC, what's the difference in time between those two moments? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's about 0.33 seconds. So you have 0.33 seconds to hit the survivor who is finessing over a pallet. Now the time it took my friend to reach max distance that I could record hitting them without finesse, which was this clip, was 0.66 seconds ago. Now I don't know about you guys, but those two numbers are not a difference of 20% as advertised. No, they're a difference of 50%.
So that was a fucking lie.
That means that finesse is giving roughly a 50% decrease in time that you have to hit a survivor who is vaulting over a pallet. This is an additional 30% increase in the vault speed from what this perk is supposed to be doing. In fact, the time that you can hit someone is so disgustingly minuscule, it's essentially impossible to hit. Not only is finesse making you vault 20% faster by default, your hitbox is being rocketed over pallets 50% faster than base. To put this into perspective, imagine if brutal strength was breaking pallets 50% faster as a bug instead of 20%. That is the levels of broken that we're talking about here. Now, for Windows, honestly, the timing is so tight that I can't get reliable data. I can say that you can hit a survivor while they're halfway through a window when they're finessing, so I do think Windows are working relatively well, so for Windows, it seems okay. Also, if you were paying attention during the hit montage, you'll notice some of the finesse animations were broken where it would do the animation in the direction the survivor is facing rather than over the pallet, and then it would teleport them across the pallet. I have no idea why it was doing this. As I explained in my prior video, this might be a private match bug or something, but it only showed on the killer's client, and on the survivor's client it looked normal. I have no idea what's going on or what's triggering it, but I thought I'd leave this here because something weird is going on. So there you go. Will behavior kill switch the perk?
No.
Will the behavior say it's intended like they have with the killer item spawns being destroyed by blood point offerings? Will behavior just fix it? Not sure, to be honest with you guys, but hey, what's new there? Anyways, that's all from me, gamers. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.